at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So I am going to hold my breath, cross my fingers and my toes and my eyeballs, and hope that this works, because I did it. It looks like it's there. I think we're back, people. I think YouTube finally realized that the answer they gave me the other day, which was, oh, that's perfectly normal, was in fact inaccurate, like I thought. Okay, hey Marva, I can see everybody's comments. I can see the questions. Oh my goodness, I feel like I just won the lottery and had Christmas all in one day. It's amazing the things that make us happy, isn't it? Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. Okay, so I have a sneak peek today of a couple of things coming in the November online exclusives, which means it's available to customers on the 4th of November. But if you join now, you could add any of these products or any products at all to your starter kit, and we have two awesome options. Reduced amount, so pay $35 plus tax and get $125 worth of product, or spend the usual $99 and pick $189 worth of product. Either way is a great deal, and you can add these items to your starter kit, or you can add whatever you like to your starter kit and then buy them immediately thereafter with your discount. So this is a super, super, super time to join. Hello everybody. Hi Shirley and Faith and Mary. Oh, Marilyn, hello. Sorry, I didn't read far enough. And Sherry and Jean. Debbie, Rosie, hey, thank you for joining, y'all. Okay, so here's our card. This Friendly Foliage set was one of the ones that absolutely caught my eye and was the very first thing I added to my pre-order last week. And I have yet to regret it, and I've already used it three times to make cards. So I really think you're going to love it. It's got great sentiments. This has got a super pretty get well soon sentiment. Thinking of you, here for you always, wishing you all the best. And one of my favorites, you're on my mind and in my heart. I really love that. And wait till you see what this image will do. Well, you aren't going to get to see that for a couple of weeks, but you will see very shortly. Okay, and then it's got the cool die set. I've also used the pressed flowers. It's an online exclusive. It actually goes like that. Embossing folder. Okay, so let's get started. This was all on my blog tomorrow. Hello, Nancy. Hey, Amy. Thank you for joining. And I cannot begin to tell you how happy I am to be able to see all y'all's comments. It was so disturbing not being able to interact with y'all last week. I hated it. I'm just not even going to kid you. I totally hated it. All right, let us get started. We have got some beautiful, this is the new pressed petals. Brushed petals DSP. You can see it's got some watercolory, oil painting-y looking design on the back, and then gorgeous, gorgeous flowers. And I had planned on giving you a peek, but I did give you a sneak peek last week of it, and so I'm not going to take up your time. How about that? Because I know your time is valuable, and we appreciate you electing to spend part of your day with me. All right, so I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue to adhere this to a petal pink mat, like so. Okay, now for our centerpiece, I have taken a piece of Very Vanilla. It's a little wider than my card. When I'm making panels that go all the way side to side, I have discovered that I have better luck if I make it a little large and then trim the excess. That way I don't, because if you cut 5.5, sometimes you get 5 and 30 seconds or something like that. So it's a little bit short, it's a little bit long, and then it's hard to fix it. So if you make it a little bit long to start with, and then you can trim the excess, you may find that that makes life easier for you. Hey Barbara, appreciate you coming, and Judy. All right, so I have already embossed this panel. It's 4 inches tall. Actually, maybe it's 3 3/4 inches tall. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear the top and the bottom. I've already embossed it in the Pressed Petals embossing folder. So I'm just going to cut tear off what looks to be about like, maybe somewhere around 1/4 inch. This is not rocket science right here, okay? It isn't. It's just not that critical. Okay, so I've taken it off the top. I'm going to do the same on the bottom. One piece of advice I would give you for tearing is once you decide on a direction that you're going, like I'm tearing towards myself. If I had started tearing away from myself, I would want to continue that, because that means that the edge is the same all the way along. And I personally prefer to tear towards myself so that I can see a little bit of that inner color. That's especially true, and you can see because I embossed it already, it's tearing in little pieces instead of large pieces. Okay. All right, but that's especially true if you're using the two-tone cardstock, because it's got bright white on the inside and you can really, really see it. Hi, Betty. Appreciate you joining from Las Vegas, and looking forward to seeing you and Marianne and brain just gone. Sorry. I'll think of it at 2 in the morning. I promise I won't call you. Okay, so there's our start. And then I have 2 pieces of petal pink, also wider, and I'm going to do the same with them. They are about 1.25 inches wide. It really doesn't matter how wide they are, because, or tall, depending on how you want to look at it, because they are going to be serving as mats. So all I'm going to do is just adhere them with some liquid glue like that. Okay, there we go. Hey, Jean, glad you could join. All right, so we've got 2 pieces of the petal pink for our mat. It's not really a mat because it doesn't go all the way. It's more like a decorative edge. How about that? Okay. Now, to adhere this, I'm just going to put some liquid glue down on this bottom portion. Okay. And I'm going to adhere it. And you can kind of make it as thick of a border as you like, or as thin, like so. And then we'll do the same on the other side. See how one side looks, the side I tore towards, and then the other side, you can see it looks different. Either side is fine, whichever one makes your heart happier, but try to stay the same all the way down the tear. Okay. And then we'll just put this on like so. And then I'm going to use more liquid glue. Well, I'll tell you what, we have been having, well, yesterday was oddly warm. It was like unpleasantly warm. We had to close all the windows, turn the air back on. And then this morning I got up and it was like, the feels like was like 58 outside. So off went the air conditioner and back open went all the windows and doors, and I love it. It's kind of blustery, not like it's going to storm, but breezy, like, you know, like spring weather, except that it's fall. Okay. Now you can trim this 2 ways. You can use your, I know, right, Faith? Oh, it was terrible the other day. It was truly terrible. Really unpleasant. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the first way, which is to use the trimmer at 4 inches. So we're just going to put this side at 4 inches, and you may have to do a couple of times. The scoring blade will not cut no matter how many times you do it. Okay, and then just flip it around like that, and put the edge at 4 inches again. And you're going through a couple of layers, so give it a couple of goes. You could also just trim it with your scissors if you prefer, if you have a steady hand. Okay, so there's our card front. Now, okay, now look. This die right here, if you put it down on a piece of cardstock like so, and then place this inside of it like so, and run it through, what you get is this. Now, the other thing to do here that you can do is you can stamp this image, and then you can cut it out. Now, I will tell you, unless you have a magnetic sheet, you will have an easier time cutting the image out like this first, and then once you have it die cut, go back and place this, because all you're doing with this one then is lining up those inside leaves. Okay, like that. So you can just run it through twice and you will cut this image out beautifully. All right. This is, you gotta love this. And of course you also get these cool leaf cuts, which is awesome. All right, so that's put away. So I did that first thing with Mossy Meadow, and I am going to put some dimensionals on the back of it. Hey, Jenny, how are you? I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this die cut in all the large places, like so. And if you have to, you can just cut a piece or two. All right. Yes, you could also have done this on a piece of foam adhesive sheet, but this works for me, so there you go. Oh, that's sticking in that little hole right there. Okay, we'll cut that. Okay. And I believe I'm going to get another little piece or two and put it on here. Like maybe right there. See if that's showing through. Nope. And maybe right there. Is that showing? Nope, it'll be fine. Okay, so now we can go ahead and adhere this to our card front. Easy peasy, nice and squeezy. Righto, righto, righto. I cannot get my finger under there. You guys, I bought the best thing yesterday. I have been y'all know the Total Gym, that little home equipment that Chuck Norris and his wife, who both are very fit, always advertises on TV. I have wanted one for many years. And in the recent months, I have been wanting to have something to extend my Pilates. I really can't afford to go to Pilates 4 or 5 times a week, which I would love to do, but I just can't afford it. So I thought I could extend it with a Total Gym. All right, let me stop talking so I can put this on straight, which is very similar to shutting the radio down so that you can see in a parking lot. Okay, there we go. Anywho, so I decided I was going to buy a Total Gym that I could add some attachments to it and do some Pilates stuff at home, which was cool. Okay. And I was still cheap again. I didn't want to spend $1,000. So I'd been looking on Facebook Marketplace and looking and looking and looking, and I couldn't find one. And if I found one, it didn't have all the parts, and it was kind of an older model that wouldn't take the new parts, and it was on the other side of Atlanta. Well, yesterday, well, maybe I'll just check. I opened up Facebook, and there was a practically new, and I do mean like, the lady probably used it 4 times and then put clothes on it. You know what I'm saying? Like many of us do. $300 for the whole shooting match, and it was just up the street from us. I said, done. So it is now in my living room, and I have some of the Pilates attachments coming, and I am very excited to have that. So that is really, I was just like, oh my goodness, that was awesome. Hey, Ginger, you are right. Fall is so busy. It's crazy. All right, now I have got some of the Early Espresso linen thread from the new Early Espresso and Old Olive. This came out in September, and it's wonderful. And please, Stampin' Up, please keep it around forever. And while you're at it, add more colors. Okay, I'm going to make a Farrah Fawcett bow, or a double loop linen thread bow. Here's how you do it. You hold the tail between your thumb and your forefinger, your inky forefinger and your inky thumb, and you're going to wrap around 4 fingers 4 times. So there was 1, 2, 3, and 4, holding with your thumb there to keep it all in place. And then you're going to wrap around 2 fingers 4 times. So it's 4 and 4 and 2 and 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you can kind of slide the loops off, keep holding right there with your thumb and your forefinger, and then you can cut. There will be no photos of me on the machine. That is not to say I will not be on the machine, it's just there will be no photos of it. No. All right, so now you have two loops, a loop within a loop, and you're just going to bring the 2 edges together, and then watch closely. You're going to take your the left pinch, and turn it over the top of the right. So you're making a figure 8. See that? See the figure 8? And then grab it with your tweezers. Tweezers, these reverse tweezers are a wonderful second thumb. No, third hand. Cut a little more, another length of the thread, and slide it under to tie a double knot around the junction. This is not a conjunction, it's just a junction. So there's no conjunction junction there. Those of you who are old enough know what I am talking about. Those of you who are not are like, what in the name of God is she talking about? I didn't catch that little piece, you turdlet. Okay, so I'm gonna make another knot. There we go, I can do it. I can do it. Okay, there. All right, so now that you have everything corralled, kind of pull the tails down and then play with it a little bit. What you're trying to get here is a look like Farrah Fawcett would look, because she's amazing. I mean, she's probably still amazing wherever she is, but she was beautiful. Let's see if I can find that loop. Well, let's see. Is anything moving if I pull on that? There we go. Okay. I was just trying to even up this loop. That looks a little bit too... Nope, that didn't do it either. Oh, well. It'll be just a little bit off. It'll be just a little bit off. A little bit off. And, of course, the dogs are going to bark like fools because I'm on a video. Can you hear them? Maybe you can't even hear them. Maybe I'm stressing over nothing. This is just not working. Where are you? Come here. There it is. Okay, there we go. Jeez. Why don't I just make that as hard as I possibly can? All right. So I'm just kind of making it messy. And Jiminy Christmas. Where did you go? Where did you go? Where did you go? I've heard sometimes it helps if you sing at it. All right, well, it's going to be really messy. You know, you're getting the picture. All right, we're going to attach it right about there. And I'm going to use a glue dot wherever my glue dots are. Here we go. Hey, Karen, appreciate you coming. Get a glue dot. And with this little die cut right here, here's a little tip. If you'll put your adhesive, your glue dot, down on the card front. So instead of on the die, put it down on the die cut or on the card front, you probably can get away with just a single. That is going to drive me wonky bonkies. Going to drive me wonky bonkies right there. I'm just going to start pulling and see what happens. There we go. Maybe that's it right there. There it is. Whew. Okay, now it looks a little more like Farrah Fawcett, not so much like just bedhead. See, there's a difference between Farrah Fawcett curls and bedhead, and this is more like Farrah Fawcett. Okay, but if you put that glue dot down there, then you can use your double dimensionals, and I think I did, because I always do, but it'll help you not have such a big bump there. All right? Okay. See, I got all excited about my total gem, and I messed up my bow. That is the problem with something that you can make in your sleep. You try to make it in your sleep and it doesn't work. All right, so for sentiment, I have a little 5/8 inch by 2 1/8 inch piece of Very Vanilla. And upon it, I am going to stamp Thinking of You in Early Espresso. I have an embarrassing story to tell you. I was looking for all of my goodies so that I could make this video. And I searched my shelves and I searched everywhere, and I mean, I even looked in the garbage. I could not, for the life of me, find this stamp set. I'm gonna make that on the other side again. Try it again. And I looked and I looked and I was like, Mary, 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 how in the world, how in the name of all that is holy, could you lose an entire stamp set in a week? Well, the answer was I hadn't lost the entire stamp set. I had a smudge, sorry. So I made 2. It was in the other place because it's in the envelopes now, not in the stamp set. So I realized, Okay, I'm going to hold my breath. Everybody hold your breath for just a second, would you? Stick your tongue out just right. I was attempting to... There's some things you can multitask on and some things you can't. And by you, I mean me. And by me, I mean usually. Okay. But one of them was getting a sentiment straight on a piece of cardstock. Anyway, it was in a whole different place. And I truly was panicked. I was like, well, how am I going to do a video if I can't find the stamp set? Fortunately, my brain finally kicked in just before I lost it completely. Okay, I'm going to turn that just a little bit, and I'm going to put some dimensionals on top of this die cut. And I'm going to stack a second one on top, because even with that added advantage of the, you know, what I did there where I stacked it, I still want doubles because I'm going to have a bump, and I don't like bumps. I don't like bumps. Okay, take that lid off and then put our sentimente on, preferably kind of straight. Let's see if I can get it straight. Does that look straight? That looks pretty straight. Okay, that looks pretty straight. Okay, there we go. Now, I have some Dear Dots, D-E-A-R. These are from the new mini catalog, the current one, the September to December mini. And they have Petal Pink, Pool Party, Poppy Parade, and Garden Green. And I'm going to use a few of these Petal Pink ones right on my card front, like this. And there is our card front, done and done. All right. So on the inside, I just have a piece of, I know, it's craziness. I felt pretty dumb. I'm not gonna kid you. Okay, I am going to stamp a sentiment on the inside here on this piece of Very Vanilla. Again, it's that one I like so much. You're on my mind and in my heart. Isn't that just a great sentiment to send to somebody? I think that looks pretty straight. We'll see in just a second. Yep. It looked straight and it were straight. Thank you. All right. And now I'm going to take my Moschino and I am going to stamp down here. How did I do that? Yeah, I did. Okay. I'm just going to stamp this 3 or 4 times down here. Like that. And why don't I do that on my envelope right quick like a bunny? Oh, I realized I did not cut any DSP from my envelope. Oh no. Oh no, Mr. Beale. Again, you have to be a certain age to know what I am referring to right there. Mr. Beale, Mr. Beale. All right. Let me grab another piece of DSP while we're sitting here. And then we can decorate our envelope. Our envelope. Oh, brushed petals. Let me see what we got here. That'll work right there. All right. Hey, there's a second design in that DSP that looks like this. Very similar to the one we used, but it's got the crumb cake stripes on the back. That's how you can tell the difference. There you go. I just wanted to let you have that little safety tip. Thanks, Judy. Appreciate you very much. And we'll just adhere this with some liquid glue to our envelope flap. I'm going to put this on like that so that that edge gets mostly cut off. Mostly cut off. Are you guys excited for the new online exclusives? I know that if you're a demonstrator, you probably already have them or they're on the way, but if you're a customer, you probably can hardly wait because there's some really good ones this time around. All right, so now we'll put this on the inside of our Early Espresso card de base. I know, Faith, this is just the most gorgeous DSP ever. I already need to be buying another pack, I feel like. Okay, there we go. That got a lot less straight once I put it in the card base, didn't it? Got a little adhesive right there. All right, and now we can put some dimensionales on our card de front. And, oh wait, this one already, no, that one's gone. That one's empty. That one's empty. Mr. Bill, right? That was back when Saturday Night Live was actually funny. I don't think it's all that funny anymore, my personal self, but I could be wrong. Also, I never, ever, ever stay up that late on purpose, so I very seldom watch it. Let's be real, I really didn't watch it all that much when I was younger. I've always been that person that was ready to go to bed at 9, even when I was a young person. I was like the most boring young person ever, and I grew up to be a very boring old person. Awesome! Okay. Get all those off. Are they all shiny? That's how you can tell. Yep, they are all shiny. And there we go. Get it on straight as best you can. Okay, and there you have it. Courtesy of the new Friendly Foliage in the new envelope pack. And it's photopolymer, because all the new ones are. You gotta love it. All right, guys. Stamps-N-Lingers Saturday Night Live can be funny. Thank you, Rosie. I appreciate that. Very good. Oh, Marva, have fun. Have fun with your new toys. There's nothing like a new pack of goodies. All right, guys, I appreciate you. This is Thursday. I hope I'll see you on Saturday. I actually probably do know what we're making. I just can't remember right now. So I hope you'll join me to see. I can tell you it's a sneak peek of something new. All right, guys, have a great rest of your week, and see you Saturday. Ta.